Now, why you're saying it took Azrael so long is because he had no freaking clue where the hell he was, as or how to get back to where he needed to be, or even which direction to head in. Basically, it took him a long ass time to track down where they were, or on how to get there. And yes, dude can teleport, but if you don't have your exact coordinates, you're gonna wind up teleporting to a bunch of random places. Unless you know exactly where you're headed. Which basically just skips straight to the point and is like, hey, come on, let's go. Oh, no time to waste. Now in this video you are going to be seeing both Luca and Azrael's backstories. These as they're accurately depicted. And you will get to see the other Magic Guide children. And you will be meeting Jack Skellington's backstory, so yeah, you're going to get a backstory, a bunch of other characters. There's hell. I'm even throwing in a villain AU, which he hadn't escaped Atherton. But the villain AU will come later, so just letting you know ahead, it's going to be a lot later on. And so it is coming, but it's going to be a bit. So let's carry on with the video. Quite honestly, when somebody gets kidnapped, your first immediate instinct ain't to go yell at them. And it's quite honestly to be like, thank God you're alright. Now, the reason why I'm including the backstories of Luca and Azrael is because, same with my other channel, all their backstories from there are canon and I want to throw them in, and where you won't have such a hard time finding them. Now, that is all to say that they have no freaking clue where they are. And this is where the backstory videos come into play. Hey, so let's get started with Luca's backstory. We're starting off from the most crucial part of his life, because the rest of his life will be shown in Jack Skellington's backstory. So let's carry on. What this entity is the being that it, well, pretty much made Jack who he is. Basically, you are seeing the small part of the aftermath of what Jack did. And yeah. Pretty much you are seeing the resulting chaos. Yes, the King of Shadows at this point thought that he loved Luca and thought that he could do something here, which will be explained later. But Luca, unlike Harvey, is not just giving up and dying. And no, bro ain't gonna have that. Cause he ain't gonna go down without a fight. He is apologizing to Harvey for not being able to protect him from Jack. And for not realizing sooner what was going on. These three people are the people that he was with. And you will be seeing their reincarnated versions later on in the series. He's two of them. In fact, you pretty much met all three of them at one point in the series. These are their final words to him. Don't you dare die. And the only words that he can offer back to them are, or I have to stop them. But unfortunately, Luca's plan is unsuccessful, and it resulted in him being killed. What the King of Shadows is doing here is creating a being that you will be seeing later on in the series. Isn't even in Jack's own backstory. Now, in current time, and after this backstory, in the present day, here where Scott is the King of Shadows is already dead, via Jack murdering him over this. So you're going to learn why he did this is in his backstory, when he chooses to explain it. Essentially, all the scenes you're seeing in the video will pretty much be skipped over in Jack's backstory, and you'll be starting from the point of his relationship with Luca. Now, why Jack is looking away is because as he was with these people, he was not dating these people, but he was with Luca. And the reason why he is looking away is because as he's not about to watch the person he loves dies, but he's not going to stop the person who gave him his new life. Hyphen saved him from death. I am giving you minor details about Jack's life, so that way it's easier for you to understand what's going on. This being used a magic attack to straight up kill him. Because as his hope is that he'll be able to love him in his next life, even though the King of Shadows is well aware that he won't be able to love him in his current life. Basically, Bro is shooting a shot and going to be missing by a mile. Later on in the series, you will see Azrael's resentment towards Luca. And there is a reason why I say resentment. And you will be finding this out later on. Now, when he says this being just looks mildly surprised because he's expecting more of an insult, more of a fight. Even Jack, he is not surprised in the least. He's in King of Shadows, he's just like, you'll love me eventually. Because of Luca's carelessness is all he can offer for final words at the end of his days. And that is part of the reason why Azrael resents him. And so because because Luca was very much a careless person. And for frick's sake, he married a serial killer, and 3 other people. Well, he befriended the King of Shadows before he became the King of Shadows. And he made a poorly executed plan, and which resulted in the 3 people that he still cared about at the end of his life being killed, and his own demise. So now let's move on to Azrael's story. Azrael is officially the smartest of the 3 lives. I've lived the longest, and well, he lived about 5 years shorter of life than Luca, but he did live a much fuller life without being careless. He lived his life much more responsibly and knew peace right up until the end of his life. Basically, dude was perfectly at peace. He's before he died and when he died. Because he lived his life to the fullest without being careless like his past life. Now, why you're seeing him die here is because he is protecting Vincent from somebody who wanted to hurt him. Now, this character is not actually the person who killed him because Azrael doesn't know who killed him, but only Vincent does. As